Hello guys, this is Hobo. Today I've got a community replay sent to me from a player. It was a game they spectated. It was between Dubna and Epic Pants. From what I heard, it was a very good game. Just wait on the infinite load time for the replay. In the top right, we got Epic Pants. In the bottom left, we have Dubna. Dubna tends to go for a more beast-centric build. Meanwhile, Epic Pants tends to go for a more rack style. I do apologize if the sidebar pops up a few times. I'm having issues with it locking in place. And we'll have to see what the players go for. We got two solid players here, both sending workers out. Epic Pants just a little bit earlier, and a house is going down for Epic Pants. It seems that Dubna's worker decided not to go down when it went. Unfortunately, that's going to put his house a decent bit behind, about 20 seconds maybe, I want to say. Not quite 20 seconds, more like 15. So we're gonna see Epic Pants go for, I'm guessing, a barracks. We're about to see. He's just trying to figure out where he wants to place it. Unless Epic is going for a ninja third or sneaky third castle. Or rather, he's just checking for proxies. That makes sense. Dubna's getting ready to place his castle. The castle's going down for him, and a castle is going down for Epic as well. So we got two fast expands going for this game. I'm gonna speed up just a little bit until we can start seeing some action happen. We got beast play coming from Dubna in the bottom left, and we got some racks going for Epic Pants. Both castles are starting to finish. Workers are going. Workers are being transferred. A second den coming down from Dubna. I will be slowing it down soon. Second racks coming up from Epic Pants, and raiders coming onto the field. Let's see here. Not scouting it with his wolves, waiting for the second one to come down. It's very important dealing with any kind of racks play, especially. We do have the first of the two raiders getting ready to be finished. Another house coming down from Dubna. I don't need to be quite speaking as fast as I am. Currently two idle dens on Dubna's part, scouting for any kind of proxy. We see snakes already coming out from Dubna. Important to deal with the raiders there. In the meantime, scouting just a little bit more from Dubna. And a second raider is now on its way from Epic Pants. Epic Pants has beautiful micro, if I must say so. And it's one of his best aspects in terms of making him a strong player. In the meantime, Dubna is going to be able to start scouting Epic's base. Neither player have a third yet. We do see an advanced workshop rather, coming from Epic Pants. And it looks like a third castle is getting ready from Dubna. No such reaction from Epic Pants yet. And that worker is gonna get killed off. Unfortunately, yep, that worker is dead. And that raider is gonna take some damage. Nothing too major. No counter castle yet from Epic Pants. He just needs to keep running with those raiders. He can't take the fights as is. And he's defending at home quite nicely against any kind of harassment. He's probably going to do a raider drop, which will be devastating on Dubna's worker count. Dubna might be able to scout it with the worker he has over there. Or the wolf, rather. We do see an airship coming out on his end. And he's getting ready to defend against those wolves in case they try to attack. We do see upgrades getting ready from Dubna. And his army is split in two in the favor of Epic there. The fortress is now coming out from Dubna, and snakes as well. Meanwhile, the airship has finally finished. He should be able to pick up those 4 raiders with ease, and he's starting to go for that expansion. Dubna is sending late transfer over to his 3rd castle. But Dubna is continuing to scout to make sure that Epic isn't going for any kind of greedy fourth, after having a delayed 3rd. He no longer has that wolf down there, which could be quite bad for him. 2 wolves versus that many archers. That wolf will both wolves are killed. Beautiful play by Epic Pants. Don't know if that was intentional or not. We do see a tower coming down at Dubna's 3rd. And does he realize the raider drop? Maybe, maybe not. Regardless of how many workers he actually kills, he's forcing them out. One raider is lost at the cost of 2 workers. Actually, just 1 worker was killed. And he's trying to surround that airship and deal extra damage to it. 2 more dens coming from Dubna. No 4th castle from Epic yet, which is a good play. He's getting a forge though. Dubna should really be focusing on killing those raiders who are killing his army, as that airship is just gonna continue to be healed. We do have another tower coming out from Dubna, and it looks like a 2nd dropship that's coming down. Nothing in it though. Great play on Epic's part. If he can get this out, that will be beautiful. Still no 4th castle yet. We do see 2 dragon lairs coming out from Dubna, while a church is getting out along with another airship for Epic Pants. Epic, meanwhile, was repairing his airship so he can continue to harass with it. He's definitely being on lockdown with these harass while scouting with these airships. And the airship is about to die. It seems it will be able to get out. No 4th coming from Epic yet, but Dubna has now begun his 4th castle. These raiders will die if he's not careful. Started to get it repaired. Was able to do quite a bit in that effect. In terms of population, you can see Epic has the lead current. And he's just making Dubna chase him around like he has a chicken with his head cut off. This airship's getting some nice scouting, keeping it, checking out for dragons or any such. No dragons being made by Dubna yet because of his supply block. That is something very important to note and very bad for him. He has those 2 layers, but they're not doing anything. If you're gonna do something like that, you have to make sure you're actually actively using them. Another airship coming down. This time 3 archers and 2 soldiers. And that airship will die. Full of units, unfortunately. It's a heavy gold loss for Epic Pants. And this drop could deal quite a bit of damage. right now, Dubna shouldn't be running with those, he should be trying to support it. Only has one dragon coming at this point. Doesn't matter that he has the Eco League, he's letting himself get damaged enough to make it not matter. And Dubna really needs to kill this army now, because they don't even have to focus on killing his army in return. Epic just needs to damage or even kill that animal testing lab. By damaging it, he's just forcing Dubna to spend even more to repair it. We do see werewolves getting ready to come out from Dubna. Meanwhile, priests are getting out for Epic Pants with a 4th castle and ballista to counter the dragon play, along with plenty of air units. 2 towers coming up to defend this 4th base quite nicely. And those workers are most likely gonna die, it seems. In terms of upgrades, there is a slight advantage for Epic Pants on account of having the ballista. And that tower is not going to be cancelled. Free kills for Epic Pants there. If we look in the bottom right, there's another dropship full of units getting ready to poke down here. With only one dragon, it is in Epic's favor to do this attack. There's currently the laggy rain going on. Upgrades are continuing to come out from Epic Pants, with towers to defend against dragons. Dub is being very careful to try to stop any kind of expansions coming up from Epic Pants, and this airship is going to be flanked, and he might lose this airship. And the airship with his 5 units inside has fallen. With that, Epic Pants now knows where Dubna's army is, and he's going to be able to send this airship to try to counter it. It looks like another castle is attempting to be made by Dubna. This airship was scouted ahead of time by the dragons, with another snake over here getting ready to scout it in case that comes up. 3 more dragons way in the middle. In terms of scouting, Dubna is doing a beautiful job. That worker will be killed though, if it doesn't run away. And this is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage against Dubna's little defensive force here. They're not going to be able to do too much, but they'll distract the army long enough to be able to potentially get some damage done if he focuses down the testing lab once more. No 5th castle coming out yet. Both players are now floating a decent amount of gold. Invisibility coming out from Epic Pants for his mages to give them a little bit more usefulness. He needs to think about getting a 5th base now. Attempted dragon harassment from Dubna at the main was quite unsuccessful due to a prepared airship with ballista in it. We do see upgrades continuing to come out from both players with an advantage for our red player current. And that's about to equal out, yep. In terms of population, we're neck and neck at 137, 136. Dubna, however, is floating quite a bit more gold and getting another castle. He needs to get this airship repaired before he loses those to ballista. Rather, this is the one with ballista, so it's fine. He is getting mages to start to tech up. He wants to be very careful on how he's approaching this. He's going to use Dubna's greed to his advantage, most likely. But he is playing way too defensively now. Yes, he's been dropping, but now he needs to actually push and deal the necessary damage, which is very hard considering beasts are able to respond so easily. If you attack their main base, they can detach 10 wolves and be able to kill an entire expansion with ease. Another Rax drop getting ready to go against Dubna's bases. He still isn't doing anything with his central army. He's getting fireballs for his mages. Another castle coming out from Dubna. Dubna definitely has the base lead and the economy lead at this point, making about 600 more gold per minute. and has been slightly more efficient in losing his resources, as Epic keeps losing hundreds of gold with each airship that's killed full of units. Clever move from Dubna, making his castle and worker invisible, stopping Dubna from being able to scout it. I actually want to see if he even saw that. No, as far as he knows, there's no castle going up there. Beautiful trick on his part. Still not doing anything with this airship yet, and stopping any kind of sneaky castle coming up from either of these mines, also doubling his scouting information. He still has yet to go and attack though, which is currently 149 to 150 for population, 48 to 52 workers. In terms of army size, I'd say it's in favor of Epic Pants, as long as he doesn't lose his units in a silly manner. Almost 2 dragons go down, not quite. Upgrades are continuing to go. 2 labs coming from Dubna, only 1 forge from Epic Pants. I'd say Dubna has a huge economic lead, but we've already seen on the channel that economic lead from Dubna doesn't always mean that he's gonna win. We saw that recently with game. And these soldiers will just get killed by the snake ball over here. Not even A moving, unfortunately, so they die without even putting up a fight. No counter damage on his part. In the meantime, we do see him start to try to make some kind of push. He's starting to get another castle. This is exactly what I mean when I'm saying you can't push against beasts too easily. 3 wolves with max upgrades will be able to deal the majority damage to that castle to try to kill it, to that tower to try to kill it. And if you pull the workers to try to defend, they'll get chewed right through by the wolves. It takes 8 hits from a wolf with max damage to kill a worker with no armor, as a fun fact. I would say this engagement is definitely in the favor of Epic Pants, and Ballista coming down to help them out. This is gonna be quite deadly for the blue beast player. Dropping the Ballista as needed to try to kill down these dragons. 2 dragons are already down, with both of those 2 getting ready to go down. Dubna had pulled quite a few workers to try to maybe take that expansion, but it's not going to be enough. He should even be able to push and take out this castle of Dubna's if he wants, and it looks like that's what he's going to try to do. Just a stream of towers coming down from Epic, stopping any kind of units from moving by down there. Invisible soldiers and an invisible airship here. It's going to be able to do a decent amount of damage. Almost killing a dragon, now killing a dragon. Another one's about to die. And there goes the last dragon, with no more on the way. 2 more coming as reinforcement, but no more being produced. Epic is currently floating on 2,000, so is Dubna, with both players having almost maxed out armies. If you look at the current production tab, Epic Pants has almost nothing going, whereas Dubna still has a nice solid stream. And he also has better upgrades than Dubna at this point. But Dubna's not in the best of positions in terms of army placement. He has way too much on this right flank, so Epic Pants is going to be able to push, be able to deal a lot of damage against them if he chose. Take these forces, do a lot of damage against only these 2 towers. These 3 workers are just marching to their death, thinking they're going to be able to take another castle. We have another castle going from Epic Pants over here. Both players are floating in 2,000. This is when they should be exchanging armies at this point, especially Dubna being the beast player. he wants to deal damage to try to use the eco lead he had to stop Epic Pants from being able to get his own eco lead. He's going to be able to scout that Epic has now gone mages and has two sizable forces in both the middle of the map and one on the left flank of the map, whereas his army is again very much so divided. Half of it's going up to the north end while the other half is going towards the left, and there being all of Epic's army is now on the left flank, getting ready to push down. 3 mages are heading up top. A whole bunch of workers left. I'm not sure why Epic Pants did that, maybe anticipating an attack, as he's getting ready to push down and kill this castle from Dubna, having towers get ready in place. These 3 towers are going to die fairly easily from Epic Pants, but those are units that he really needs to send to his main army right now, as this is a deadly push from the Rax player. The Rax player could just go straight in and kill the bulk of Dumna's base now, and he's going to be able to build up behind this. Those 3 mages are enough to kill the majority of Dumna's army here. He just needs to wait for the rest of Dumna's army to approach. In the meantime, in the bottom, we can see that all of Dumna's army is basically dead. You can see his population is at 147, but that's almost all in the form of production. It's not units in the field at current. Even more units getting ready to come on the field, and fireballs dealing deadly damage to those snakes. This castle is finally gonna die, with more of Dubna's army getting killed off to the side here. Dubna is trying to push into Epic Pants' base, trying to deal as much damage as possible. These mages are just going to be able to go through the SimCity and be able to really work on these werewolves, as they're not focusing firing anywhere that would help them be able to kill those mages. In the meantime, we can see Epic Pants' full army, the majority of it is still alive, killing dragons left and right, getting ready to push into Dubna's base further, stop some of his eco. Yes, he has werewolves and lots of dragons, but against this many archers and priests, it's not going to be able to do enough. We can already see Dubna's almost lost all of his units up in Epic Pants' base. He has started to build towers up in the top right, or middle right there, but he's not doing anything with them. He has 3 dragons over here about to die, not able to do anything either. This again shows you can have the eco lead even for a long time and still go behind. No offense to Dubna, but if you're floating 2,000 as beasts, you need to attack and exchange your army. I would say it's better to waste your army dealing some damage than just letting the Rax player get that eco lead back, recover from whatever kind of lead you had in the past. In the meantime, we do see Epic Pants still has 2,500 gold in the bank. He can easily rebuild his army if he wants. He's gained 2 more racks that are just about to finish. So many dragons on Dubna's part, but won't be enough. The game is definitely not decided yet, as it's 90 pop to 111. Let's look at production for a second. 9 wolf dens, 4 layers, 3 wolf dens to 10 barracks. So it's definitely seeming to be in favor of Epic at this point, despite having his base be chewed apart by a werewolf and some snakes up top. I'd say that's a mild issue. He's getting 6 more mages at this point, 7 more, and he needs to start dealing some damage to the worker lines over here. It's definitely been an exciting game so far. That werewolf and those snakes are definitely going to die. He needs to focus down the worker. The worker is killed before the tower can be finished. At current, Dubna's trying to kill that house. He is able to do it, and these dragons are going to be very deadly for Epic Pants, as he doesn't have enough archers to deal with them. But the dragons will be distracted on the soldiers, and a ballista is here to save the day. forcing Dubna to retreat. In the meantime, Epic Pants is continuing to press forward, slowly creeping up on Dubna with his towers. He has yet to rebuild the castle over here, but he doesn't need to at this point. Still floating, sitting on 2,000 gold. He just needs to build 2 more houses. More and more upgrades coming from his side, along with more units to replace what he's lost. And these towers are starting to finish. That's going to be just outside of range of Epic's tower. Plenty of scouting going on from Epic Pants at this point. And Dubna realizes these are towers coming down. I need to do something about this. And this army is going to get crushed. And he's just walking by. He's not even A-clicking. This is very unfortunate for Epic Pants. He's losing mages. Several mages have already died for no reason at all there. He is able to start dealing some damage in hopes of making that less damaging to him. These dragons are going to try to push and deal some damage. They're going to be able to succeed. He needs to move that ballista back, though, to help aid some more damage. But his army is already back over here and dealing quite a bit of suppression over here, continuing to push him back. This castle won't be long for the world. These dragons are going to start dying very quickly now. We got a werewolf questioning what's supposed to be doing here, dancing back and forth around the house. It is able to kill an archer before it dies. Another dragon's about to fall. Epic Pants is no longer floating as much, but he also doesn't have a max pop yet. A nice invis coming down from Epic Pants to stop Dubna from killing that tower. Good save. Saves him quite a bit of gold. Every bit of gold counts at this point in the game, with all the mines being taken for the most part. This is a bad engagement for Dubna. Even with that surround coming, that was a decent bit of damage. Not enough mana for fireballs to counter yet. We do see another upgrade building coming from Dubna to try to get these upgrades pumped out. Right now it's 4 armor and 3 damage to 5 damage and 3 armor in favor of Dubna. Something to note is fireballs do ignore armor. More towers coming out from Epic Pants. He's just trying to deny this castle at this point. So many werewolves from Dubna, but will it be enough to deal with the archer spam here? We do have a ballista in here, just waiting for the right time to place it down to strike at the dragons. 5 werewolves going in to try to surround. Dragons dying left and right once more, and werewolves getting right for a surround. Which I don't think is going to be quite enough. The slow field behind them to help save it. The airship is going to be able to die with all of its units still inside of it, including ballista. Very unfortunate. This game is still yet to be decided, I'd say. It's been very back and forth over the last 17 minutes. We do see some more guys coming down here to poke from the right, as solid 2,000 gold has been mined from this. Right now it's at 126 pop to 148. Spellcasters are very pop efficient, I'd say, so they're going to be an edge for Epic Pants. Meanwhile, Dubna does not have the spellcasters, which could be an issue. And the mage is dead. And the mage survives, actually, being able to kill at least one of the workers there. And in the meantime, Epic is going to continue to add the pressure over here, killing the worker before it can finish a tower. Dubna should really send back to try to finish that tower. But right now he's too busy with the right flank, trying to keep it alive, as he's also flanking Epic Pants and killing his castle up here potentially. And that's 118 to 150 for Pop. He's going to split his army to help try to defend this castle, and the castle's most definitely going to go down. A new castle tries to go up in the top right there, but Dubna is able to scout it and kill it before it can be finished. This castle for Dubna is going to fall at small expense at this point. Epic was able to save that castle with an invis just in the nick of time. That werewolf is going to die, making all the rest of those units just cannon fodder. Too many soldiers over here. They're not going to be able to kill the dragons. In the meantime, these dragons aren't going to be enough to kill the archers that are there. Right now, Epic has to pull his units up if he wants to save. This castle only has 26 seconds left on its invis, which is still a decent bit. 2 more dragons go down. The pop count is now 101 to 104, with the income being 306, or 400 to 800 in favor of Dubna. So as long as Dubna can keep his army alive, and Epic is just walking through the fireballs once again. Unfortunately, he did that quite a few times this game, and that mage goes down with almost enough mana for a fireball, or a slowing field even. More dragons going down. This castle, just not in a safe position, is going to be able to be killed by Dubna. And Dubna's going to get a nice surround on these archers here. And it seems Epic Pants is going to continue to try to stutter step his way out. Being able to do quite a bit to that effect. Accidentally making Snake invisible, not the best idea. $75 pop to 90. Epic needs to try to secure another castle. He just doesn't have the units to be able to do it at this point. Epic was able to get too much of an eco lead early, Dubna rather, was able to get enough of an eco lead early in the game to be able to whittle away Epic Pants. His Miss Micro did cost him quite a bit, and both players should have done more with a lot of the gold they had just floating around for a large portion. Again, the game isn't over quite yet, but it's definitely looking to be in the favor of Dubna, but even now you can see now Epic Pants is the one making the majority of the gold out of the two. Being 900 to 400, and now the pop lead has switched from Epic Pants to Dubna, and it seems a new castle might be on its way from Dubna if he can just save up enough. 2 fireballs able to do quite a bit of damage against those wolves. A third one goes down, a fourth one goes down. Almost all of those wolves have been killed by the AoE of the fireballs. Lots of workers streaming over as they get ready to build a castle, but this werewolf is going to go down. We can see that Dubna's down to only 61 pop versus 78 in terms of army. Only 30 of Dubna's pop is actually military, whereas closer to 50 of Epic Pants is meant for army, which is a significant difference between the two, especially with caster units still in Epic's favor here. It's very undecided so far for who's going to win. Back and forth, back and forth. One moment Dubna looks like he has a clear victory, and the next Epic looks like he has a clear victory. Free soldier kill from Dubna. That dragon would probably be better suited towards helping the main army against Epic's main army. just an idle ballista up there in the top right for epic pants. Not the worst thing, but not the best. And that soldier is just casually moving through. Finally, Dublin has enough to rebuild a castle. Both players have workers, too many workers at their last mines. I say last, but Epic does have gold mining from 2 mines. How much is this mine down to? It's down to only 600 gold, and the other one's down to 300 gold. Meanwhile, Dubna still has 1700 from his mine. Unless Epic can secure the mine up in the top right here, he is going to be out of income very shortly, but he does have a 50 pop lead at this point. He needs to try to do tech damage, perhaps. An invisible soldier able to start getting some kills on workers. He might be able to force a GG just with sheer army size. He still is floating about 500 gold, which is good. He's going to be able to build a castle when he's ready, if ever he gets the chance to. He's building towers somewhere. And Dubna calls GG right as Epic runs out of his income. That's unfortunate. If Dubna was able to just hold on a little bit longer, he would have been able to outlast Epic Pants. But that was definitely a crazy game. Thank you for sending that to me. I wasn't expecting it to be as close as it was, but I'm very glad I was able to watch it. It was sent to me by the Discord user Hyru. Again, thank you for sending this to me. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is Hobo, signing off.